Now let's get into animating the camera. So first thing that we're going to do is go out of the camera view. And if you look to the side, we can see this sign camera actor, which is of course visible when you select the camera. And sometimes you want this to be larger or smaller. And to change that, you can go to Edit, Editor Preferences, Viewport, and if you find Look and Feel, here you have the property camera preview size. So if we make this smaller, and let's say we put this to 7, we can see the camera size increased. So this is kind of where you can edit your camera. I might put it to, let's say, 6, but you can find the number that suits you. You can also disable the previous selected cameras. So maybe you don't want this to even be visible. You just want to select the camera, maybe be in the camera view mode, but I will leave it enabled here. Of course, here you have some other properties for measuring units, if you want selection outline to be visible or not, and so on. But usually I don't touch this stuff. I just get used to the default properties of Unreal. And again, you can go to Edit, Editor Preferences, and Viewports. And here you can find Look and Feel and find this property. So now let's start animating. So we need to go to the beginning of our animation. You can do that by clicking this arrow. And let's click on this icon to go into the camera view. And now what are we going to do is just try to zoom in while our character is standing in the pose. So let's say we want from this view to camera go. We can click here on the transform. This add a new key on current time. You can also do this with enter. So I can click enter here and create this keyframe. Of course, as you can see, there is a few more keyframes. Let's click Control Z. Now that you create a keyframe, you can see that the image is kind of blurry. And that is because we also need a manual focus distance. So let's click again to the beginning. And let's increase the focus so to get something like this. Of course, you can also go a bit farther. So you need to place it until the character is in focus. And we also need to click here for the keyframe. And before we continue, we can see this property here, which we can put to key all. So everything that moves will get keyed, not only the thing that already has a key in it. So you can also change that. Here we also have the interpolation, which we won't change for now, but interpolation can be used for, let's say, you want the movement to be more robotic or something like that. You can use the linear movement. If you want more, maybe a bit more in and out acceleration and deceleration, you can use some of these cubic different interpolations. So this basically depends on what you need. For right now, cubic out is pretty good for us. So we created first 2 frames. Let's increase this. And now let's go to the end. Now we can scroll to the end where it says 500, but we can also click this button and it will pull us to the end. Now if you take the camera, and we can just hold Alt and zoom in if you want, depends on effect. And let's click middle. Oops, this kind of pull us back. So let's reset that. You can just reset the camera by scrolling because it will just take the last keyframe. So let's try to do that again. We can hold Alt and scroll to zoom in and out, or we can click right click and just click W a few times to get in a closer shot. And now we can just click on this transform to put a keyframe and adjust our focus. And you can choose what you want in focus, if you want hands or the face. So you can get something like this, maybe 450, round it up. And now, as you can see, the keyframe is automatically set. And if we go back, we get this effect. So We can also click G to go into the game mode, so you can see this effect better. But if I click space now, my animation plays. We have the character that is holding a gun, the camera slowly zooming in. And as you can see, he's always in focus, and we change also the focus with the movement. Another thing that you'll notice that when it comes to an end, it just stops animations. You can click here to loop playback. So if we play it again, you will see the animation we play, and when we come to an end, it'll just loop from the beginning. So that's also a nice feature if you want to watch your animation multiple times. So when it comes to an end, it just loops again. So that's the basics of how to animate a simple movement with the camera. The next thing that we're going to do is create another camera, and create a nice panning from the back.